Hi, I'm Jez, and behind me is the new Kia Tasman, the long-awaited first ever ute from the highly ambitious South Korean brand. It's already setting the internet abuzz, though it's fair to say probably not quite in the way that Kia had hoped. But call us mad, and we're sure you will, but we quite like it, if for no other reason that it looks nothing like anything else in the segment. But there are some aspects of this new Ranger and Co rival that are much more attractive, so let's check out the Kia Tasman in more detail. Chasing cars, honest reviews of your next car.
Brought to you by
Budget Direct.
There are certainly some styling innovations on the Tasman, notably the headlights and LED DRLs, which are vertically integrated into the front fender flares, and that helps give the Tasman some extra width, and we're pretty confident that you're not going to confuse this ute with any other in your rearview mirror. There's no doubt that the most controversial, polarising design element of the Tasman are the fender flare eyebrows. We're already told by Kia it admits it is looking at some aftermarket tweaks that can help improve the look, so we'll see how that goes. Now, this is a pretty big ute, more than 5.4 metres in length, so a bit shorter than the Jeep Gladiator, but otherwise longer, taller, wider than all its key rivals. The wheelbase, 3/270mm, coincidentally the same as the Ford Rangers, but you can see here that the tub is pushed quite far back. The rear overhang is longer than the Rangers, so we'll see whether that will compromise the departure angle when you're driving off-road. There are three trim levels. There is the baseline entry level, the mid-range X-Line, and this, which is the X Pro. This is the more off-road focused model, so that comes with extra bits. It also comes with the tallest ground clearance, 252mm, and that's pretty generous, and it also rides on 17-inch alloys wrapped in all-terrain rubber.
No surprises underneath. The Tasman sticks to segment tradition with a body-on-frame platform, double wishbone suspension up front, and leaf springs and solid axle setup at the rear. Kia is already claiming its ute will deliver class-leading on-road refinement, though the proof will only be in the pudding once we get the chance to test the Tasman against the current benchmark, the Ford Ranger. Beyond the three trim grades and its regular dual-cab new body style, the Tasman will also be available as both a single-cab and double-cab chassis.
Coming to the all-important tray, the Kia logo is stamped large and proud on the tailgate, and the tailgate also has soft opening. We love that. Corner steps, they're standard on all models and help you get into the ute tray, and it is pretty big in size. Let's talk about some of the accessories first. Well, as standard, over here you've got a 240-volt socket. We love that. You'll also be able to get things like a mini table for putting laptop or beers on. There's a sliding cargo floor, so there'll be boxes you might want to tick. Now, the cargo capacity, that is claimed to be class leading, and I'm sure you also want to know about payload. That is above 1 tonne for all models. The two-wheel drive base model has the best at nearly 1.2 tonnes.
The Tasman's tray will also match the Ranger and Mitsubishi Triton tubs by accommodating longer Euro-sized pallets, as well as square Aussie-style pallets. Naturally, there will be no shortage of options to customise your Tasman order. Kia Australia is even developing its own local dealer fit range for the Tasman, featuring all the usual accessory suspects: bull bars, side steps, canopies, roll covers, snorkel, tow bar kit, and plenty more.
If the Tasman is copping a bit of flack out there for its exterior design, I think it's only fair to say that we think the interior is one of the best looking in the segment. It's a real nice mix of ruggedness, practicality and contemporary design. For the contemporary part, well, we've got this panoramic digital display, 12.3-inch digital driver display, 5-inch for the heating and ventilation system, and then we've got another 12.3-inch display for the infotainment system, and there's even a Harman Kardon audio system that's available as an option. On the practicality front, well, we've got twin glove boxes, classic one there, one higher up on the dash, the wide center console, cup holders, little storage tray here, and up ahead this wider section that holds not one but two smartphones with dual wireless charging. The best feature surely though is the console bin, also center armrest. If you open it here, it's a classic console bin. Press this button and it folds over to create a little laptop working environment just like a Ford F-150. For the rugged aesthetics, there are hand grips on the A-pillars and some of the switchgear like the buttons for the cabin temperature controls, thumb scrollers for the audio and system on and off, and also the four-wheel drive system here and low-speed cruise control here. They're a knurled metal, which is a very nice touch, but my favorite detail of the cabin overall is definitely these very chunky door handles. Kia is claiming best-in-class headroom and rear seat legroom in the segment, and well, I've got to say, legroom is pretty generous back here and certainly vast headroom. Storage options plentiful, the most unusual of which is on the seat back, this zipped pocket, which is just like a laptop sleeve. And if you fancy a doze, there's a slouch mode. And there's another trick that I want to show you with this rear seat too. If you want to stash some valuables, pull this loop here and the rear seat lifts up like so, 60-40 arrangement, 33 litres of space across underneath. That's enough for a backpack or two, very useful. Do just want to stress though, there's a platypus logo here, bit of an Easter egg, and certainly not to suggest that you should store some cute little critters in this section.
Last, but certainly not least, there's the matter of drivetrains, or rather drivetrain singular. While there will be two-wheel drive and part-time four-wheel drive models, there's only one engine, at least initially. It's a 2.2-litre four-cylinder turbo diesel borrowed from the Carnival People Mover and Sorento large SUV, though adapted for tougher work with modifications such as a bigger cooling fan. With 154 kilowatts, it's matching the power output of the Ranger's bi-turbo diesel 4, but 441 newton-meters does look a low figure on paper, especially when comparing the 500 newton-meters served up by four-cylinder Rangers, Hiluxes and VW Amaroks. Kia says it's focused more on drivability at lower revs more than outright numbers. At least brake towing capacity matches the best utes in the segment, 3.5 tonnes. The engine is mated to an 8-speed auto and four-wheel drive variants feature a low-range transfer case with 2 high, 4 auto, 4 high and 4 low modes, selectable via the centre console. All models feature selectable terrain modes comprising snow, mud, sand, rock and have an 800mm wading depth, but the flagship X Pro is set up as the optimum off-roader. It gains a rear electronic locking diff, wears 17-inch wheels with all-terrain tyres, adds a low-speed cruise control system dubbed X-Trek, and is expected to be the sole grade featuring a ground view monitor, which relays visuals of the terrain ahead to the central infotainment display. Kia said it wanted to redefine the ute segment with the Tasman, and it certainly achieved that in terms of the out-there exterior design. But if it has no chance of winning a best-looking ute contest, we're looking forward to finding out in 2025 if the Kia Tasman can beat its rivals in other important ways.
We hope you've enjoyed this first look at the new Kia Tasman ute. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned to chasingcars.com.au.